Hi guys, welcome back to another quick video. In today's video, I'm just going to quickly go over how I set my targets. I know I previously shared with you how I trade from a zone to zone. Basically, I trade people call it supply and demand, support and resistance, but I like to call it zone to zone. So what I'm waiting to do is when I'm trading, I'm waiting for price to come to these zones and these middle zones. That's where I usually take my trades. So the question that I saw on a previous video regarding this was, how then do you set your targets? Because as you can see, there are times where price does not exactly go to this zone. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it just goes up, boom, and it goes down. It just does a small tap and it goes down, and it does that sometimes. It does go all the way into this zone. So that's something that you will discover when you are trading this style of trading, supply and demand, support and resistance, zone to zone, whatever. The key tip, if you want to be setting your targets, is you don't exactly set. Let's say you entered somewhere here, that's where you made your sell. It does not usually make sense to actually put your TP right on the dot, right on the peep. Yes, there are times when you will get filled right on the peep, but most of the time, or oftentimes, you find that price does not officially get there. It does get around the area, but it doesn't officially get to the exact peep 1800. Sometimes it does, maybe there's news or something happens, and thankfully it does, but most of the time it doesn't get there. Why is that? It's because usually when as price is trickling down here, it's trickling down here, there are people who are already looking for buys. There are people who are already looking for buys. Let's see if I can move this line here. Can't move it, but in this area here, there are people who are starting to take a buys because they don't want to miss the opportunity of taking a buy move if it occurs. So those people actually end up preventing price going all the way to where you thought it was going to go. So that's something that you just need to pay attention to. If you entered a trade here, wow, this would be a perfect trade. This would be what we want to see. This would be what we want to see, and this was aided by news events. So this is what we would want to see. We enter here and we get filled right at the peep, but don't expect that to happen all the time. So what you do is your TP, let's say you entered a buy somewhere there. Let me just do this. Let's say you managed to catch a buy here. My TP does not come here, although in the video I just tell you that it's zone to zone. My TP is not exactly right to the peep. My TP is run around this zone, and I'm also looking. That's the key thing. You also need to be looking for momentum. You also look, because when you get to around here, you sometimes start to see these smaller candles forming, which means that the move is now starting to lose momentum. So when you start seeing these smaller candles forming, for me that's usually a sign to just get out. If we're in the region of the zone, then I am definitely fine with that. Again, if we're around here and I start seeing these smaller candles forming, for me that's a signal that this move is probably starting to lose momentum. That's why those smaller candles are starting to form. So you start bringing all these things together and you end up with a good range for a take profit. So because you are trading key levels, it doesn't mean that you have to set your TP right to the pip on the next zone. No, you have to be adaptable, you have to be dynamic. Usually price will not get there. That's what I started by explaining. Usually price will not get there because when we get around this zone, there are people who are starting to think it's going to drop. So those people are not patient to see price getting here, so they start entering their sales around these zones. They start selling around these zones, and you see that you don't get filled right at the peep, right exactly at the peep, because people, when they saw price coming here, then they started unloading their sales. People started selling because they are looking for those good sales. Then it dropped. When it got here, people then started putting in their buys, so it doesn't go all the way. People started putting their buys here and the sellers started losing control because people are starting to buy and buy and buy, and ended up it goes back without coming straight to the zone. So that's something that you want to pay attention when you are setting up your take profits. You want to also be looking left. Always look left. Always look left. Usually the zone that was printed previously is the zone that people are going to respect, despite of all these key zones that we've just put based on these round numbers. So you just have to be dynamic in your approach to taking on these take profits. It's important that whatever strategy, now I'm speaking generally, whatever strategy that you are using, it's important that you know when you are going to get out, where you are going to get out when you are wrong, and where you are going to get out when you are correct. TPs and stop losses are very, very important in trading. So yeah, somebody asked me about TPs based on how I trade. So I thought, let me just explain it. I don't exactly place my TPs right on the zone. They do get hit sometimes. Sometimes price will come here because people are so impatient, and then they start buying, pushing price back without coming straight to the exact 1800 pip. So that's something that you just pay attention to. And I said one of the indicators, if you start seeing smaller candles forming, that's probably a signal that, yeah, it's probably time to just close your trade, beg your money, and go and do something else. So yeah, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. If you are new, please consider subscribing. People who ask me about the broker that I use, see the links in the description box below, as well as people looking to download free forex robots, indicators, books, and stuff like that. See the links in the description box below. Otherwise guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.